I have been asked a number of times by folks what to buy in the way of perhaps a beginning their first rifle, or a rifle for their sons or daughters or wives. Folks that can't afford to buy a custom rifle. We've got just about an endless variety out here in the way of rifles that might suit the need. I'm going to suggest certain rifles here because I feel, because of the way that they're built, the way that they work flawlessly, the way that they function. And what I mean by this is function cartridges from the magazine or from clips that might be detachable. There are various aspects to this that give you a better working type of a rifle. I've had people email me that can't afford to buy a custom rifle. There are some decent, fairly desirable factory rifles out here that I think are good investments. One of the very, very best is a Seiko Tikka. This is a stainless model of Seiko Tikka. It happens to be a 300 Winchester short magnum. It has a Swarovski scope on it, a 4-12 Swarovski scope on it. This is a Winchester Model 70 featherweight, the current Model 70 type featherweights that they make today. And this is also a very desirable rifle. This is a custom rifle. This is one of my custom rifles. Happens to be one of my rifles. I'm not real fond of some particular action types. Some just work better than others. The two that I just showed you work better than others. I feel that it works better than a Remington 700. This is a Remington 700 with a fiberglass stock. Has a 3-9 Leopold scope on it. Reloading for accuracy. It's very apparent to me that most people out here that are reloading, that's just about what they're doing, is reloading. Well, I'm a precision hand loader with a tremendous amount of years of experience loading hundreds of different cartridges over time. And I'm going to start here with this aspect. We all need to understand something, that there are bullets that are more accurate, I consider extremely accurate, and bullets that are just so-so. With that in mind, it should be obvious that if we are loading bullets that aren't that accurate a bullet in the first place, in most rifles, that we're not going to get the performance that we're looking for. So I'm going to focus on some specific bullets, a specific caliber here, and try to bring you up to speed here, what you need to do to maybe wring the accuracy out of your rifle. This happens to be an FN Mauser bolt. Now these bolt faces, when they were held perpendicular, and there was a cutter that was ran in there and out and around and about, and that method of cutting a bolt face, the bolt faces are never perfectly square to the center line of the bolt. I put the bolt spud in the lathe chuck. I tighten it down. I take my lathe tailstock and run it up here and run the center in the firing pin hole in the firing pin hole of the bolt. Here's the FN action. Looks like it's pretty much darn near brand spanking new. It's been used, but it's very new looking. I have mandrels made. Turned. This diameter of the mandrel will clear the inside of the bolt raceway by about 10 thousandths. This has the same thread on it as the action. I insert the mandrel in here. I thread this into the action, and I'm going to pull this back out for just a moment. Putting that mandrel in the lathe chuck. Now, I run my center up here. This mandrel was turned in a lathe. It was drilled with centers on each end of the mandrel. So the entire mandrel has been turned on centers. It's important that everything's done this way so everything's true. When you work with a lathe, you always work off the centers, the center line of the lathe. This makes everything true. Now, this is all locked down here. It can't move. There are other actions. One of the most common actions that everybody asks to have trued is the Remington 700 action, because the methods that have been used for the beginning of when these rifles were made, these actions were made, because of the methods that they use, none of them are true. None of them are true at all.